Harley-Davidson Iron 883.
It's definitely seen better days.
The lines on this look just terrible.
Ah, support winning.
We're gonna be doing a lot of things to this bike. Custom paint job, it's SNS 1250.
You're a piece of shit. You gotta tell him why you're a piece of shit, though.
Woohoo! What's up, Block family? All right, guys, we're here in the Blockhead garage. Here with me in the garage, we got Chris, Sick Wide Glide. Be sure to go give him a follow at Sick Wide Glide. Coolest guy ever. Master technician. 25-year master level technician. You guys be sure to go comment on his Instagram at Sick Wide Glide. Tell him how cool he is. Leave a little comment of like a little igloo or a snowman or any of that shit. So in front of us here today, we've got a Harley-Davidson Iron 883. This bike belongs to a customer of ours named Ty, and he has brought the bike down from, I want to say, North Florida. Is that right? Yep. And he wants the Sportster, OG Sportster treatment on this thing.
Did you just use that word?
I did.
Man, I do have to say it's definitely seen better days. This is my favorite. I mean, this is textured, like as textured as textured gets.
It looks like that prosthetic skin that they put on like Frankenstein. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Freddy's face, right? Freddy Krueger's face.
Yeah. So yeah, the bike's in kind of rough shape, but we're gonna be remedying all those things. We're gonna be doing a lot of things to this bike. Custom paint job. Yeah, I think it's SNS 1250. Hooligan kit. I think it's a Hooligan kit, pretty sure. Yep. Just because I would recommend that one more than the 1275 Hammer. He did ask me about that whenever we were deciding between the two, and just based on the way the 1250 runs, it's just a lot better for daily. Full paint SNS 1250 Hooligan kit, which includes like cams, cylinders, pistons, all that good stuff. Yeah, we do have a new air cleaner for him as well. Did he go exhaust, or he's keeping the Vance & Hines?
I think he's sticking with the Vance & Hines.
Yeah, so sticking with the short shots.
Yeah.
So the short shots do sound good, but they will probably rob him of a little bit of power. Usually a good like 2-to-1 with good back pressure is recommended, but that can be, you know, something that is done in the future. One of his goals with this bike was to be able to keep up with family that rides, and they ride baggers. So we were going back and forth talking about this. And how to basically get a Harley-Davidson Sportster to be able to keep up with a bagger. Now, speed, no problem, but rideability in terms of like cruising and higher speeds, you don't want the bike basically like constantly winding out at like, you know, 85 miles an hour where it's just screaming in the upper RPM. So that's what we're talking about, re-gearing it. So what were you saying about that?
We'll play around with some gear ratios, but I'd like to drop it about 1,000 RPMs at 80. So if we can drop it to 3 or really high 2s, you know, that gives you a bit more ability to cruise, even though that's a little low for a Sportster. Sportsters come in right about 335. That's kind of their sweet spot, as you know. Yeah. But if the lower we can make it for him, I think the better it'd be.
It'll have some low end get up and go, but then like on the top end, we're going to give it some more room to breathe. So I think it'll be a good combo. There's going to be an absolute ton happening to this bike. We're pretty much taking it down to cases because we're getting parts powder coated as well. So the wheels, if I recall, right?
Yeah,
and we're taking the wheels off. So this will basically...
I believe this is getting murdered, right? All of this is getting blacked.
I think it said black and gray. I think we're doing like...
I think so, but I think like all this will end up just
being
black. Wheels and...
So all these parts and stuff, black. But then the paint job on the tins, he wants to do something very similar to what I did with mine, which was like a red patina, but he wants to do a gray patina. It's a pretty thorough build out, pretty much everything being touched. So it's going to be a longer video for us to record. So if there's some skipping around, my apologies. But yeah, this bike is going to take probably about 1.5 to 2 months between everything.
Depending on paint.
Hopefully. Yeah, that's our biggest...
It's always a longer time than they say, it seems.
The biggest bottleneck for us is definitely paint and powder coating. So just to set that expectation for all of you guys in the future, because I think Ty had actually hit us up asking where we were in the build process. If you guys bring us a bike and you want it fully custom to where we're taking it basically all the way down and sending parts off to get custom painted, custom powder coated, factor in the time it takes to take it down, to prep all the parts, to package everything, and then to take them to get powder coater to basically give us a swatch, to give to paint, so that they match. In this case, I don't think we'll need to.
Not so much.
But for those really hyper custom builds,
yeah.
All of this stuff does take a good amount of time, but it is worth it in the end, as you guys saw with Pickle's bike. Like that paint and powder match, like really super nice. The paint and powder process usually takes about a month minimum. That's not on top of the build time. So I would say if you're looking for a fully custom build, especially something like this, I would say factor in at minimum 2 months. And that's probably, that's a quick turnaround time.
And just so people understand, we work with good powder coaters and good painters, but unfortunately they take their time. You can't rush an artist, and unfortunately you can't rush anybody, it seems, anymore.
No.
So, you know, sometimes we get a lead time of 30 days or 2 weeks, and then that 2 weeks becomes 4 and 5. And so sometimes when it's out of our control, we can only do what we can do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say 2 months is probably a good starting point anyways.
So you guys are going to see this full build start to finish in probably about 15-20 minutes. It's going to take us at minimum 2 months. So let's go ahead, get into it. And starting off is disassembly and then taking everything apart and getting it ready to send off to paint and powder. Today's wearing a Blockhead Garage one, which actually is not available to order. It's strictly for Blockhead Garage people that come to the shop, which we'll be having it for sale during our grand opening. So if you guys want one, come to our grand opening in October. All right, guys, and we're in the Dyna room, which is currently a work in progress, but functionality wise, we're good. So we're gonna do a run, just a base pull, to see what kind of power numbers we get. That way we have a good comparison of before and after. Guys, so the lines on this look just terrible.
Yeah, it's award-winning.
Dude, it dips super hard.
Award-winning for the biggest loss of power in less than 2,000 RPM.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. So that's because of the fuel pack here. I would assume it's not an actual tune. It's like a recommended can map.
To 35. Just decides it's going to drop itself from, say, 48 to 29.
So we're looking at a max power of 53.4, max torque of 49.65. That'll be a good baseline to compare it to in this video. So we'll come back after the tuning sesh and we'll go from there. All right, guys, welcome back to, what were we even calling this?
I don't know, as soon as you paused, I was like, oh.
Welcome back to
welcome back to this motorcycle.
The you Sportster inspired Sportster. So we basically got all the parts in, we got the paint back, we got the powder back, and so we're ready to go ahead and start getting it back together. So we're gonna go ahead and time lapse it. Really interesting thing that we found out is that without the rear fender, we had to get the bike off the lift, right? And so without the rear fender, a bagger tire will fit on the back of a Sportster. So if you view it from this side,
There you go, look at it from behind, man, that looks good.
yeah, you don't really have much clearance, but that's a rear bagger wheel on a Sporty.
Look at it from behind.
Man.
That'll fit.
Yeah.
That'll dog a Honda right there.
You barely got clearance, but it ain't moving around, so.
Clearance.
What would you do about the pulley though? Because the pulley would stick out way too far.
This is a 180 tire, so we would just get a 180 wheel designed for a sports.
There you go. There you go. Well, 180 on it. Let's show you paint real quick. Oh, hey, also, while I'm in this area, if you guys don't know, we're giving this motorcycle away. This is a brand new 2022 Harley-Davidson Low Rider ST for season 8 of the Blockhead bike giveaway. We're basically going to be building it out, customizing it, and giving it to you guys.
Oh my God, is that a Harley-Davidson Low Rider ST? You're damn right it is. It's brand new, and we're giving it away. To enter for your chance to win, go to blockheadmoto.com. Sign up, select a monthly tier level from the 5 choices, and you're in. blockheadmoto.com.
All right, so here's the paint. I know it probably just looks like a normal black, but like the FU Sportster, it has like that patina, but mine had red underneath. He decided to go with gray, so I'll show you mine real quick. So it has a lot of dust on it right now, but yeah, that red patina. I'm actually going to be getting the finish on that redone. I'm going to go to flat so that it's not glossy, just because, I mean, flat patina should look better. Anyways, back to the build. Anything you'd like to throw in? The towel. Nope, sorry, but you can't. No throwing that in. It's not time to go home yet. It's got a couple hours.
No, I don't have anything to add. It'd be nice to see how it runs when we're done. What seat did he go with? I can't remember.
Saddleman?
So hopefully he went with a little step up, keeps on there, because if he went with bare bones like you did.
Nope, I don't think he did. I hope he didn't. When you're upgrading more power, you need something to hold you on. Little step, some gripper seat, or some Velcro on your pants. All right, time lapse mode. The bike is done, and
you're a piece of shit. You gotta tell him why you're a piece of shit, though.
Okay, Block just left to go to Milwaukee, and he told me to get a bunch of video footage of Chris building it out, and I was so busy that
I time-lapsed some stuff.
I didn't get to it, so here it is.
I don't think...
All right, guys, I'm sitting here going through the edit, and normally I would give you guys some really awesome B-roll shots of this bike all finished up, but unfortunately I was out of town in Milwaukee whenever Ty came to pick the bike up, and I asked Justin to get some B-roll, but apparently he was too busy. So I need you guys to do me a favor. Go to Justin's Instagram after this video, @IronJMoto, and let him know how disappointed you guys are. Don't say you're mad, just let him know that you're disappointed. All right, thanks guys, back to the video.
Thank you, guys.
So it's my fault, but anyway, the customer is here and the bike is done, and so we're gonna open up the garage door and get his reaction on it. What up, dude? You made it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
No, dude, the paint.
Oh, that looks good.
It's like a whole new bike, man.
Yeah.
It is a whole new bike, really.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Initial thoughts, man?
Perfect. 10 out of 10.
Nice, dude.
It's been so long.
All right, I was gonna have Ty test ride his bike and let us know how his new and improved Sportster feels, but in a matter of minutes, started storming, and so that is some Florida for you, because it was nice not too long ago. We'll close out the video. How did you come across booking your bike here and the channel and everything?
The channel the first time was, I was just going through YouTube and I was like, you know, I like motorcycles and I like watching videos on them and stuff. So I looked them up, and actually that's how I found Blockhead. Just doing a, you know, the moto vlog.
Nice.
Got into it, watched it for like 2 years, and then got my own bike. And then when you guys opened up your shop, and I'm like, that's perfect.
Nice. And did you hear about us doing the shop from like following on YouTube and Instagram
Yeah,
and stuff?
it was YouTube first that I found out about it.
Nice, man.
Pretty cool.
So then what are your closing thoughts after now seeing your bike after a few months?
It's a whole new bike. It's like I just bought a brand new bike.
Whenever he says it's like he bought a brand new bike, it really is. The before horsepower being 53.4 and 49.65 on torque, and the new horsepower and torque being 71.46 and 76.44. That's an increase of 18.06 horsepower and 26.79 torque. Whenever we look at that in terms of percentages, you're gaining an absolute ton. The rideability of this bike before and after, if we look at his previous Dynograph, you guys can see that in the early RPMs, it was just totally falling flat. And that is because of the tuner that he had on it. Whenever we build motorcycles, since we have a dyno room and Chris is a master level technician and knows how to do dyno tuning as well, we make handcrafted dyno tune maps specifically for your motorcycles. The line that you guys are seeing in the new horsepower and torque numbers is much more predictable, and it makes it a much better ride. The difference in the before and after in the feeling of the motorcycle is night and day. The horsepower is a little lower than what I anticipated, but that's also more than likely because of the 2-to-2 exhaust. The short shots aren't giving it the back pressure that the engine wants, and so if we were to go with a 2-to-1 potentially equal length header, that horsepower number would more than likely go up, and the torque number would go up as well. So he does have room to grow if he wants to change that in the future, but Ty was incredibly happy with the motorcycle. I'm always super stoked whenever people bring Sportsters in. I feel like they don't get enough love, and it's really cool, and I appreciate Ty bringing his to us. Ty, if you're watching this, I'm sure you are. I hope you enjoy this motorcycle for years and years to come, man. Congratulations, and thank you again for bringing us your bike, man. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate you coming to the shop and booking service. If you guys want to bring your bike in for service, head to blockheadgarage.com, fill out the form, and we'll get you all scheduled up. Thanks for watching. I hate this part, dude.
Yeah, you were lacking on the energy.
Oh, I'm lacking? All right, let's go.
Yeah, here you go. Hold on, what are we doing? What are we doing?
We're doing the light.
How do we close it out? Because I don't know. But I got that energy. I got that energy.
Let's close the bike out, Chris.
Let's close it.
Okay, what do people do?
They go to blockheadgarage.com to book service.
Okay, and then what?
And then they talk to you.
We're closing the video out.
Yeah.
So what do they got to do,
So
man?
we're going to ride safe and stay vigilant. We're going to like, comment, subscribe in the bottom.
Yeah.
Y'all
all right, guys, like this video so it recommends it to other people on YouTube. And I'm not as good as Blockhead at this, but comment below if you guys have any questions. And until next time, ride safe, stay vigilant.
We suck. Thank you for our antics.
Peace.